Today's adventure brings us up to the top of a mountain on an unpaved portion of Mulholland Drive. And the views from up here aren't too shabby. Still have a ways to go, however, till I reach the top. You can see it in view. Right there. That's where I'm heading. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here to San Vincent Mountain Park, to an old missile site that was built during the Cold War era. Sits abandoned, but I use that word very loosely because it is open to the public. Anyone can hike up here and just look around. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to dive into a little bizarre history in the mountains near Los Angeles. Join me, shall you? You can also opt to drive up here, but be aware that the roads are closed nightly from sunset to 8 a.m. So if you do bring a vehicle up this path, don't show up till at least 8 a.m. daylight hours. And once you reach the top, you will see other access roads that have gates that are always locked. They are not accessible by motorcycles, motor scooters, or other motor vehicles are prohibited. However, there are walking and hiking trails designated around the side of the stanchions, so you can go that way, or if you're daring, maybe even down this weird pathway that's now grown over with foliage. Our first glimpse, there it is. The tower off in the distance, and here to the left, the old guard shack is still on site. LA96C, formerly a Nike missile control site, U.S. Army, from 1956 to 1968. Currently the San Vincent Mountain Park, gateway to the big wild. Restricted entry, but only for vehicles. Everyone else is welcome. One of 16 Nike missile sites that protected LA from a feared attack by Soviet bombers. However, new military technology made those Nike missiles obsolete, and the site has been made into a park. Nature is reclaiming the military ruins. You know how when you come to a railroad crossing, there are those items that come down to block the road? Well, I think, don't quote me on this piece of machinery was similar to that. Parts of it on either side, which lowered and raised. That's my best guess, that the guard stood in here and there was obviously some sort of electrical equipment mounted there, and on the side of that concrete wall that operated that. And the bars would come down, stopping anyone that tried to get in right through here. Manned around the clock to prevent entry of anyone not allowed on military business. Today, it has been partially restored to give you the feeling of the site as a heavily secured and harsh military outpost. Proceed with caution. There are quite a few remnants like this. A few other rules to follow up here. No defacing or destroying property, no alcoholic beverages, no firearms, and one step further, do not bring a bow and arrow. Those are not permitted. Kind of surprised to see some operating facilities up here. There's a bathroom complex and a water fountain. Today, however, don't want to get too close to the water fountain. There is an infestation of bees. Can you see all those bees? Oh, one tried to get on my hand. Listen, you can hear them swarming. Oh my gosh, okay, that's too close. No longer any orders or notices posted on the board, but I did notice this dog bowl, 13 great years. That's Bosco's dog bowl. That hawk flying around. The soldiers lived inside this fenced area. And I know that because it is written here on this information board. These are some of the animals that used to be seen very prominently around here. The mountain lion, the bobcat, the gray fox, the cottontail rabbit, the raccoon, and the mule deer. Wildlife is not as abundant today because of urbanization. However, public agencies are working together to conserve 200,000 acres. And here's a map, a layout of the land. Currently, I'm right there. It's a small plane. I really like all the information placards they have up. Pretty good overview of the entire area. The first thing when I entered was the sentry post, but there's also a radar tower, a radar pad, control trailers, a generator, some water tanks, some barracks, and the latrine, which is the bathroom, has been replaced with a modern restroom. Don't get any bright ideas to climb to the top of the water towers. They are one step ahead of us by placing a chunk of metal over the ladder, making it extremely difficult and dangerous. You'd probably need a tetanus shot if you attempted it. Do not be too disappointed, because we are allowed to go up there. In fact, there's a very convenient walkway with stairs. How the system worked. Number one, radar would detect enemy airplane, followed by sending a location to a computer. The computer would activate missile guidance radar. The missile would be launched, missile booster would fall off, radar would guide missiles to enemy airplane, and a warhead would detonate, destroying airplanes before it could bomb Los Angeles. Holy cow. Know your job. No need for a Stairmaster. All you need is an old abandoned military base. Get your exercise. It's a good workout. 1,950 feet above sea level. It's 15 miles to downtown and about 10 miles to Venice Beach. After crossing that little metal bridge and ascending these stairs, we've officially reached the top. Give a little 360 view here. I'll meander around the top of the platform. So you can just see the vastness of what can be seen from up here. Pretty cool. You can see for miles up here. It's a little hazy and smoggy today, but not too terribly bad. You can see way off in the distance. I always wonder about places like this. How many people that live down there have no idea that it exists just above their heads? Certain portions are heavily razor wired off. They do not want you scaling these fences, but you can peek in and just see what's down there. There are some former foundations at the bottom of the hill. That is also off limits as well. Jumping that fence would not be wise. I'm not recommending it. We are not granted access to down below that grate. You can see there's some pipes leading down into some sort of underground bunker below us. Soldiers were on a 15-minute alert in case of attack. If an enemy airplane had been located where I am now standing, computers would have activated the missiles 4.5 miles away. For security reason, the soldiers knew only what their assigned jobs were. No one knew exactly how the full system worked. Down below the bottom of the hill now, at what I stated was a bunker, in reality, it's something that is currently still used modern day. You can see the door there, and you can hear, some engines and things shifting and roaring around down in there. All the bells and whistles to keep that going. From down here, you can also get a much better view of this relic. Now this is old school and is not currently operational. But look at that. It's a piece of history right there. Now covered in weeds and makeshift flowers. Modern day look, 2018. But there is a photo taking us back to 1961. And there's that same embankment, that same hill. Right there. If you want to look up on satellite view, the physical address is placed right there, painted on the side of that electrical box. It's funny because when you think of Mulholland Drive, you don't think of the road looking like this. They collected plants and created a small garden, a tender and hopeful symbol during the Cold War, the Cactus Garden. Quite a bit of cacti still remains going down the side of the embankment. There it is. There's even some way down there. And almost like a beacon of light, popping out of the top is a desert flower. Right there. A beautiful flower amongst all this. To the bottom left of the screen, you will see a structure that looks like a house. I believe a park ranger or someone who watches the property lives there. But that's the original location of the barracks. The barracks have been removed and now there's a home. Hello! Hello out there! Hello! I'm yelling at a slightly light, moderate level. I don't want to yell too loud because I might set off this earthquake equipment. Seismic monitoring in progress. Looks like an alien or some sort of robot from a sci-fi movie. Do you have a keen enough eye to see the skyscrapers over the hill in the haze? It's tough to see it. I'm zoomed way in. You can barely see them there. Very peaceful up here. Very serene. It's amazing how you don't have to go too far outside the metropolis of downtown to just get away from it all. It's awesome up here. That's gonna do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe now. By doing so, it helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future uploads on this channel. If you would like to get an Adam the Woo t-shirt such as this one, you can do so by following the link down in the description box. Get one of these or any other design on Spreadshirt shipped directly to your door, any size, any shape, any color, anywhere in the world. And one final thing, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. By doing so, it lets me know you care. I will also be posting a link to a video by fellow YouTubers Oddity Odysseys, who did a very detailed video on the subject matter of this place. I really enjoyed it, and it prompted me to come out here and check it out. So after you get done watching my video, go over to their channel, their video. You can find that link in the description box and tell them I said hello. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.